Yeah. Did you watch your first mock interview posted online?
Yes, sir, I have seen it.
Yeah, very good. Um, Now, can you tell us briefly why we should give preference to you in selection?
Sir, first of all, sir, uh, comparatively, I would say that I am adaptable to situations given to me. Like it has been seen that in high pressure times also, when the volume of the LC surges up, then in that case I prioritize the transaction as per the customer rating, as per the key client that has been decided by the bank guidelines. So within the given timeline, I complete my goals that are basically set. So I prioritize the task as per the preference. And secondly, I would say that I am a dedicated professional, because once given a task, if I am not aware about the task also, I will anyhow I will ask seniors, or I will get to know the core depth of that task, and I'll complete within the given the timeline.
Good. Can you tell me what are the factors that influence the foreign exchange rates?
So basically, the foreign exchange rate actually means uh, the when one of the currency of a country is basically expressed in terms of another country's currency, then it is called foreign exchange. So the factors that basically influence the foreign exchange rate is inflation. If the inflation of a country is higher, that means, specifically speaking about India, if we consider, if supposing that the inflation rate of India basically goes up, then the purchasing power of the domestic currency will decrease. That means the Indian currency will depreciate. That means in order to buy 1 unit of foreign currency, we'll have to spend more of INR. So since the value of the domestic currency will depreciate, and this will leads to a decrease in the foreign exchange of India.
No, no.
Secondly,
Sorry. You are explaining nicely, but you are taking too much time. You have told the same point two times. Your point is inflation is affecting it. Higher
okay.
inflation will depreciate. That will do. Why are you going on explaining it? That shows
Okay.
you are not thorough with other points. Come out with other points.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Come on, tell me other
Uh,
points that influence the foreign exchange rate.
so the second point, I believe, is a trade deficit. Trade deficit basically influences the foreign exchange. They means if the
That's
export if
sufficient.
the
Sufficient. Go to the next point.
okay. The third point is that trade deficit, inflation, and this is the 2 points I can remember as of now, sir.
It is because of pressure you have forgotten.
Yes, sir. I
You
had
must
prepared, but
you must have
uh,
studied this, but you have
yes, sir.
forgotten properly. One is the first point you told differentials in inflation.
So,
Second is differentials in interest rate. Then comes third point, current account deficit. That is correct. This point also you told. Then public debt. Public debt. Countries will engage in large scale of deficit financing to pay for public sector projects using government funding. Nations with large public debt are less attractive to foreign investors because of large debt. It encourages more inflation, and higher inflation turns into lower currency value. Similarly, terms of trade, it is a ratio of comparing export prices to import prices. If the price of a country export rises by a greater rate than that of its imports in terms of trade, it has favorably improved, which terms show currency appreciation. Correct. Then political stability and economic performance. This point also you know about it. Okay, good. Next point, please talk to me some points about FEMA. What are the important points that guide you every day in day to day working in the bank branches? FEMA.
FEMA basically it stands for Foreign Exchange Management Act. which basically it was introduced in the year 1999, and it became effective from first of it became effective from 20 from the year 2020. Basically, earlier it was termed as FERA, that is Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, and since the rules and regulation in FERA was basically too stringent, that it was basically affecting the economy by impacting the import and export. So some rules and regulations were liberalized, and then after it was termed as FEMA, that basically enhanced the import and export across the borders of the country, and leading to a economic growth. So then after it was termed as FEMA. Some of the functions of FEMA is basically that it formulates rules and regulation and guidelines that are to be followed in the forex market. Like it decides that what shall be the working hours, what shall be the holidays, and how actually the forex rate is to be applied in the forex market. That is actually decided by FEMA. The second point is that it maintains an orderly working of the foreign exchange market by training the banking personals who are actually involved in the foreign currencies, because dealing in foreign currencies might at times it there might be disputes arising because multiple currencies are involved. So as a result of which FEMA actually supervises the in settling down these disputes also. So these are the basically the provisions that FEMA that we apply from FEMA in our day-to-day life while doing the
Not
transaction.
okay. No. I'm just showing you. Are you seeing on the screen
Yes,
just
sir.
now? Now, 1 minute. Mm, 1 minute. Objectives of FEMA: one, promote external trade and payments, maintain stability of Indian rupee, then regulate foreign exchange transactions. Then scope and applicability, it applies to residents and non-residents also. Regulations, capital account transactions, current account transactions, then prohibited transactions, that is buying foreign exchange without authorization, making payments of receiving payments or for unauthorized activities, some points regarding that. Then authorized persons, foreign exchange dealers, offenses and penalties, adjudication and authority and enforcement, repatriation of foreign exchange, non-resident Indian and FDI, foreign exchange management, current account rules. Then number 11, RBI guidelines and notifications, incentives for external commercial borrowings, foreign investment, travel and remittances, maintenance of records, something like that. I have given all these points in our group, FEMA group. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
exim group. You can see that afterwards. Okay, very good.
Okay.
So this point came to my eyes, so I asked you that.
Means,
Anyhow,
sir, whatever I am explaining, I need not to
it,
explain those points.
there is no need because this interview is going to be, I think, maximum 15 to 20 minutes. That is not
Yes.
much of a time.
Okay,
So
sir.
the success in interview depends on your ability to communicate a feeling that you know the concepts. A person who knows the concept must be able to tell it briefly.
Okay, sir.
See, for example, the normal example I used to tell is Ramayana can be told for 5 years. Every day you can be talking about Ramayana step by step, step by step. It can be
Mm,
told in 5 days. It can be
mm.
told in 5 hours. It has to be told in 5 minutes. So that means you have to be very focused in answering. So now interview situation is like telling Ramayana or Mahabharata in 5 minutes. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not telling you are wrong. I am not telling you are wrong. But
Mhm.
see, supposing I ask you um, one question. What are the duties of a foreign exchange trading officer in a bank branch? The roles and responsibilities. Tell me.
So the roles and responsibilities of a foreign which I am basically involved. I am basically involved in the issuance of LC. So my responsibility is to scrutinize the documents. Whatever I have like issuance of letter of credit. I will. I'll have to think in my mind that I'll have to comply with the RBI rules and regulation, FEMA rules and regulation, FTP rules and regulation, as well as with the internal banking guidelines also.
Hmm. Yeah. No, no. I was about to ask you, I think they have given some roles and responsibilities
Yes, sir.
in the material
Job
itself,
description.
is it not?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
that have you covered those points?
I have not read, sir, those points. I'll prepare.
So if you say you are not read, okay, I have also not read, but I can afford to say that you can't tell that. Now you see, mm, that tells us a lot of points based on the questions they are going to ask you tomorrow in the
Yes.
interview. Yeah.
Okay.
See, this
Okay,
is
I'll
the thing.
prepare the
Are you
job description.
are you seeing it now on the screen? Key
Yes, sir.
respons key responsibility areas, job
It is not.
profile, not
It
coming.
is not visible, sir.
No, I'll show you. This is a very, very important thing. Please read it. Job profile. Read.
Trade
Doesn't
finance
matter.
document.
Doesn't matter though it involves time. Please read. Trade finance.
Trade finance document scrutiny. Scrutiny of all trade finance related documents like letter of credit, collections, bank guarantee for compliance in terms of bank, RBI, ICC, FEDI, any other regulatory guideline. Support guideline, junior staff at CPC, front office at branch, and customers wherever where required appropriately. Processing of trade finance and forex transaction. Processing of trade finance and forex transaction at centralized location on behalf of the branches ensure accurate processing of transaction within benchmark turnaround time, that is stat. Reconciliation of trade finance and forex related entities in banks, trade finance, forex and CBC systems, and IDPMS, EDPMS.
You
Any
know
other
what is IDPMS? You know.
IDPMS are basically where the bill of entry is knocked off. So it's
Then
settled down.
what is EDPMS?
ED, EDPMS is export development. EDPMS
Anybody
is
else?
basically for
Anybody else knows? Anybody? Some other people? Surya, you know,
Yes, sir.
admin.
EDPMS is Export Data Processing Monitoring System.
So please note it. Rahul, note it.
yes, sir.
Export
Yes, sir.
pro export. Tell me.
Export Data Processing and Monitoring System.
Oh,
Export data and monitoring. Export
1 minute.
data.
Export data processing and monitoring system. Good, thank you. What is IDPMS? Import.
Import Data Processing and Monitoring System.
Excellent. Thank you, Surya. Surya, you are working in which bank?
IndusInd Bank, sir.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Surya. Now, Rahul, please continue. Any other tasks?
Any other tasks related to banks, trade finance, and international business bank office operations.
Continue. This is also very important. Key responsibility. Read. Accurate.
Accurate and efficient processing of all allotted trade finance and forex transaction process within the benchmark TAT. Tracking and ensuring periodic activities including maturities, payments, prompt follow-up, customer reconciliation, etc. Timely reconciliation of related accounts or systems as per bank's norm. Work closely with all the stakeholders to maintain agreed customer TAT. Ensure adherence to all the regulatory bank or ICICI or FEDI guidelines. Participation in RCSA BCOR process review and training activities by providing relevant inputs for enhancement thereto.
What
Any other
you know what is RCSA BCOR?
no, sir, I have not gone through all these things. RCSA BCO.
Surya, you know that? Surya,
No, sir. RCSA and BCOR process. No, sir.
maybe it is something connected with State Bank. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Continue. Any other activity?
Any other activity as directed by team leaders and department or branch head based on exigencies or requirements. Timely submit
Submission.
timely submission or compliance of all the audit reports.
Mm.
Roles
Now,
and responsibility.
mm,
Roles and responsibilities. Ensure adherence to TAT as per approved benchmark. Coordinate and guide the link branches to ensure quality and completeness of branch document uploaded in trade finance solution. Prompt resolution of branch escalation and support link branches to enhance customer experience through quality of operations. Participate in periodic testing of BCP or DRP.
mm.
So these things basically we do in while LC issue. So these can be our the question that you asked
Yeah,
lastly. This
that's
can
what
be
I
the answer.
wanted. Yeah. That is why I asked you. See, you should have told me what you are actually doing in the branch. So and that is what is given here. Now read key interactions.
Key
Chief.
interactions: chief manager or team leader, inland trade finance, import, export, other forex for guidance to enhance efficiency of operations. Linked branches to ensure quality of branch sourcing or documentation. RFIA or concurrent auditors or statutory auditor, FEMA. Vendors, trade finance solution or outsourced staff, data entry or branch support.
Yeah, good. Anyhow, thank you. This I thought you would have studied it already. Doesn't matter. Now let me ask you some other questions that comes before my eyes. Explain the difference between merchant rates and interbank rates.
Interbank rate basically means the rate at which banks do lending between each other, whereas merchant rate means forex.
Lending or selling. Here, in the case of foreign exchange, do you lend?
No, sir.
You only
Buying and
sell.
selling.
You
Sell.
only sell. You only sell or purchase, isn't it? I don't know. You must clarify.
We do buying and selling of only currencies.
Yeah. Then continue. What is merchant rates?
Merchant rate means it actually it's another word for foreign exchange, which means that when one currency is expressed as another currency, it is called merchant rate.
Yeah. What are swap points? How they are used in forex markets? Swap points. SWAP.
Swap, sir, I have not read. I have read up to options only as of now.
Mm-hmm. Then next point. How does a bank hedge its forex risk?
So banks basically enter into agreements like a forward contract they basically do, or they enter into future agreements, or they enter into options agreement. Wherein in forward agreement, what is there that settlement will be done on some future date basis on the predefined rate that is decided today only. And since it is exchange traded, so counterparty risk will not be there in forward agreement, whereas in future agreement there is only a right to buy or sell, but there will not be an obligation to buy or sell on some future date at a predefined rate. And
What are
since
the
it is
what are the documentary requirements for importing goods into India?
uh, mandatory document requirements are, sir, commercial invoice, wherein the goods description of the specification that is being imported, that is mentioned. Secondly, it is the shipping documents like bill of lading or airway bill, which basically serves as a bill of lading. Specifically, it serves as a title document, that is the one holding BL will be considered as the owner of the goods. Bill of entry is a mandatory document which basically is filed by the importer in order to get the clearance from custom for importing the goods. Various potential documents like country of origin, packing list, and
Explain the role of authorized dealer banks in import transactions.
Authorized dealer banks are in international trade where import and export is involved. There are various risks like counterparty risk, wherein it might happen that the importer may default in its obligation while making payment, and the exporter may default in the delivery of goods. So this risk mitigation is basically done by the authorized dealers. Also, authorized dealer basically all the entities in India are not given the authority by RBI to deal in foreign exchange. So authorized dealer are the one who ensure that that payment is done um, post bona fide post identifying bona fide transaction, and payment is done in the right currency to the right recipient.
What is duty drawback?
Duty drawback, as it states that the duty will be replenished after the export obligation has been met. That means that while importing the goods, that while importing capital, supposingly while importing inputs that will be used in the manufacturing of goods that will be finally exported, so on that some duty is basically replenished after the export of the goods is done. And capping is there, like suppose this much only I can remember as of now, sir.
Yeah, doesn't matter, but not bad. You have been able to answer confidently. I am happy about that. Can you explain some significance of Swift messaging in LC transactions? All these questions I have given you in that.
Yes, sir. I'm saying,
Yeah, tell me.
Swift basically stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Swift is basically an application which is used specifically in trade finance product for basically giving various instruction to the bank which are located across the borders of the country, or which are located even inside the borders of the country. So basically instructions like payment instruction is given to the other party's bank, or Swift
Very good.
messages like.
Very good. Now, please, no, only problem for you is that you are talking more elaborately. I don't know whether that much is required. Please take note of this and speak to the point.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you have got stuff compared to many other members. You have the ability to communicate, and you know the questions and answers also. But tell
I'm
briefly. Tell
okay.
briefly.
So
Okay.
can we speak in Hindi while giving the interview, or a
I think
combination of Hindi and English?
I think State Bank, if they permit, it is fine. I'm not sure about it. Maybe they will permit. State Bank being a government bank, they may not hesitate talking in Hindi. But it depends. Only people who have attended can tell us. But normally, in foreign exchange trade and all, we talk more in English.
English only. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyhow, can you tell, last question for you, can you tell about the happiest or important achievement made by you in your bank service? So this type of questions are asked to know how are you feeling about yourself? Are you feeling good about yourself? Are you happy about yourself? That is why this question is asked. Even if you are not able to tell now, please prepare for a question answer for this,
Yes.
so that similar question will be posed in the interview.
Okay, sir.
Most of your interview will be on HR based only, and your practical work based. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Best wishes. You have done well.
Thank,
I wish you must be able to get easy questions and you must be able to answer well. I I wish you all the best. Please
thank you,
attend
sir.
the interview, send the questions. You are
Okay, sir.
one among the few people who talk with confidence. That way, I appreciate you. Best
Thank you,
wishes.
sir.
But
Thank you, sir.
whatever you have missed preparing over those
Mm.
questions, I am not sure whether they are going to ask only within those 90 questions. But still,
Yes.
some basis, please prepare on those lines.
Yes, sir. I
And
prepare,
today
sir.
also, I have shared some other book in the group. Please go
Yes,
through
sir.
those things also.
Okay, sir.
And wherever changes are required, update it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Best
Okay, sir.
wishes. You are done well. I am
ठीक है,
happy.
thank you, sir.